Hi there, I just wanted to go over something called Symmetry in Maya. It's a fantastically useful tool for working throughout your modeling process and keeping things symmetrical on both sides. Now we're starting with a cube with a division down the center, and this division is always pointed towards Z forward. So I want you to imagine that our model is kind of pointing this way. We work this way because most game engines and rigs come this way pre-built. If you're using an AutoRigger especially, you will be probably having this character face Z forward. That's just kind of industry standard, and it's kind of because we're looking, if you're imagining this as a 2D graph, we have X and Y, and then Z as the depth. You always want to be looking at that character laid across the X and Y axis, facing towards you. So right here in your modeling toolkit, if you can't find your modeling toolkit, it'll be over here somewhere on the right side. You can enable something called Symmetry, and we're going to turn it on for Object X. And notice now when I mouse around this mesh, it's kind of selecting both sides of it. So if I can go in here and start just modifying this. Let's add a multi-cut or an edge loop to the middle of that. We can just start moving this stuff around. And I can just keep going in, start modifying this. And this is a fantastic tool for modeling. However, some operations in Maya tend to break symmetry for whatever reason. So it's not an automatic cure-all. Like this isn't going to 100% maintain that symmetry throughout the modeling process, and that will eventually fall off. In order to get a nice symmetrical model after that, if symmetry does fall off, let's just turn it off here. You can mirror your mesh. So if we go into face mode, I'm just going to delete half of this mesh. I'm going to go into object mode, and this is there is a tool in mesh mirror, but it has results that vary sometimes. So I prefer this method. So if I just Control D to duplicate, now I have two right there. And if I go into my channel box and I scale by -1 on X, it'll move over there. However, sometimes you'll click onto this channel box and this won't be all ones and zeros. If that's the case, say I did this, what you can do is go to Modify, Freeze Transformations, and make sure all these are checked and your pivot point is on 0, 0, 0. Make sure it's in the middle there. I'm just going to freeze transformations. Notice my scale went back to 1, and I can do that same thing I just said before of scaling on -1 in that X channel. Now if I select that duplicate and then shift select the original, go to mesh, combine, I combine them and now it's mirrored again. However, it's not welded together. So what we need to do is go into vert mode, and I'm just going to drag select in 4 mode so I can see straight through it. I'm just going to drag select over the middle here. Notice I grabbed all of those, and I'm just going to go to edit mesh, merge. Boom. Now make sure this threshold is high enough so it welds all these interior ones together, but not so big that it starts welding a bunch of things together that you don't want. See how it can just crumple everything in there. So yeah, I'm going to keep that at 0.01 right there, perfect. And I'm going to press enter just to make sure it accepts that. And I can double check to make sure it welded everything by drag selecting over 1/2 and kind of just pulling on that. If it didn't weld something together, you'd see a big empty triangle in here. So that's it for symmetry and mirroring. Thanks for watching.